Hi Fluffeu family! Welcome to our August bullet journal. For this month theme, we are going underwater. I've outlined the design for the Bujo in advance. The notebook I'm using is a blank notebook as it gives me a clear canvas to start off my design. However, you can use any kind of bullet journal you prefer. We are starting the cover page with a small design of the whale diving into the sea to kickstart the theme of going underwater. For the spread, I'm using watercolour. I'm using a wet on dry technique, which means my brush will be wet with the colour as I lay it on the dry paper. This is really nice when you are painting wave. If your bullet journal pages are really thin, I would suggest using a thicker paper of about 300 GSM. The notebook I'm using here has 160 GSM for your reference. You can paint the design on the thicker paper. After that, you can stick it back to your bullet journal. You can see how I do so in my Feb Bujo, which I will link in the description down below. I'm adding a light wash of the purplish blue color as the base for the sea. We will slowly add on different layers of color to the wave to create depth. I've outlined the whale to give it a better definition, and using a white pen for the highlight of the whale as well as the wave. Lastly, we will use a gold pen to add some gold accent. Moving on, we have the memory page. I keep the design really minimal as I'll be writing my memories here. I created this page for all my Bujo because I wanted to remember what happened each month. Sometimes I don't even remember what happened a week earlier. You can allocate 2 pages if you want to add image, like Polaroid images that you took on a special day, or something like a graduation ceremony that happened. Basically, any memories that you want to document it, you can just put it on this memory page. I've added some plants, some sea creature like jellyfish and manta ray at the corner. I'm preparing the color here now for the habit tracker, because the habit tracker will be a page where it's going to be full of color, a lot of contrast in there. For the habit tracker, we are looking up from the bottom of the sea. We will start off with a light wash of the emerald blue, and adding the silhouette of the plants and sea creature on top. So I have the plants going to be around the pages to frame it. And I will have the sea creature in the middle. So I have the whale, the giant squid, and the jellyfish, as well as the sea turtle in there. I will normally layer on the color. I didn't want to start off with a very dark color, as watercolor is not very forgiving in that sense, where once you go with a very dark color, you can't make it lighter. So it's always nice to start off with a lighter color and slowly build out the gradient. And then I have a darker blue to kind of combine the edge where the rock and the water meets. You will see me layering and layering the color constantly. You can add the color by dabbing the brush to create a gradient. It doesn't have to be a very smooth finish. I will move on to the slip tracker first. So for the slip tracker, we are going with a seahorse design. So for this slip tracker, I wanted to track the duration of my sleep as well as how I feel when I wake up. So I have the moon on the left side and the time that I went to sleep on the right. So in the vertical axis, I will have the date. So I really love the emerald blue, and I want to keep this emerald blue going through to all my spread. So adding emerald blue to the seahorse, and I also added some gold accent here and there. I've also recently purchased this new stamp, which is really nice, so you don't really need to write out all the dates. But as you can see, I'm using a gold shimmer stamp, which doesn't really show up, so we have to improvise. So I'm using a darker brownish stamp to make the color pop. And I think I'm also going back with the shimmer so that when you're looking at different perspective, you will see the shimmer showing up. I've also have the alphabet stamp for the heading. I'm doing the letters one by one because I don't like the gap between the letters if we are putting it together, and some of the letters repeat themselves, so we don't have a duplicate letter to create this heading. So it's nice doing one by one, and you can control how wide you want the text to be, the spacing of the text. I'm going to use a white pen to circle out the days that I did the task. And this white circle kind of mimics the bubble. I want to keep this page really minimal and bright. I have the monthly calendar at the center of the page, and then some aquatic plant and coral reef around it. I'm going back with the emerald blue for the plants. I will also be adding a contrasting color so that it's not just blue throughout the whole page. So the contrasting color that I'm picking is going to be orange for the coral reef. And as you can see, I kind of make a mistake at the coral reef where I painted blue, but it's okay. I'm just going to paint it orange over it. I have a kneadable eraser to erase the pencil mark from the jellyfish so that when we do the watercolor above it, the pencil mark doesn't really show. If we do it otherwise, we can't really take out the pencil mark after because it will also take out the pigment of the watercolor. For the calendar, I just write out the dates and keep it very clean and minimal. This is the first time I'm pre-planning out my weekly spread because I have quite a few tasks that's going on in August. Normally I don't really do that because I don't really have much going on after work, so I just create weekly spread as and when I need it. For the first week, we are going with the octopus as the centerpiece, holding pearls for the dates. The octopus is in the center where the pages is split from top and bottom, so we can have 4 days on top and another 3 days at the bottom with a note at the end. Do you know that octopus actually have 9 brains? Is that why they are really smart? I don't know, I actually watched a documentary where octopus can actually open a bottle from the inside where the bottle is actually sealed shut. For the second release spread, we are going with the whale and bubbles around it. Do you know there's a type of whale that is known as the loneliest whale because they communicate in 52 Hz, which is a much higher frequency compared to other whale species. So BTS actually also made a song on this, on how they are really lonely and no one can actually reach up to them. I wouldn't have known about this whale if I have not came across BTS, which came up with the song Whale 52 to talk about this loneliest whale. So maybe you guys can also head down to listen to this song, and you can look up for Google for the translation. Sometimes it's nice to lend a listening ear to someone in need, or just people around you in general, because most of the time you just keep talking and not really listening to what they actually have to say. So create this opportunity, listen more than you talk. Next we have the third weekly spread. So the center of the page is the sea turtle. Sea turtle can generally live up to like 200 years old back in the days, but I'm not sure with like global warming and climate change going on now, whether sea turtle can live as long as they used to. Especially with pollution, people also dumping plastic straw into the sea or trash. My fishermen also doesn't pick up their net, and I remember seeing a documentary where nets are trapped around the middle of the turtle shell. So as they grow, the shell is kind of being compressed around where the net is. So they grow up in a very weird shape. And some of them also mistook like straw as their food. They even eat the straw, which is actually really harmful for them. So I think we should all do our part to reduce waste, especially when we go to the beach. Try to pick up our own trash after us and not leave it behind. Next we have the pink seashell, which is a contrasting color with the emerald green for the turtle. Lastly, for the last week of August spread, we have the manta ray as the centerpiece and the aquatic plants around for the days. Do you know that the giant oceanic manta ray can size up to 7 meters across the weight of 3,000 kg? The average ray is about 4 to 5 meters. So the word manta is actually a Spanish word for blanket. Manta ray have the largest brain to body weight ratio, so they are actually very heavy. Their brain is very heavy as compared to their body. Yay, we are finally done. Let's move on with the August bullet journal flip through. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below what do you think about the video. Thank you.